Suppose this is a page of your notebook and here is a dot. So how do you locate this dot on your notebook? I mean, how do you give its position? So for doing that, you need two perpendicular lines. You need to have the distances of this point from two perpendicular lines. One from the bottom line of the notebook and also from the left edge. This system of having two perpendicular lines to locate a point in a plane is called the Cartesian coordinate system. In actual practice, we have this type of a system in which two perpendicular lines intersect each other, and the point at which they intersect is called the origin and is denoted by O. The vertical line is called the y-axis. It extends in both directions, up and down, and the horizontal line here is called the x-axis. It extends in the right and left direction. The right side of the x-axis is the positive side. It is simply a horizontal number line with numberings from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And on the left side, it has negative points -1, -2, and so on. This, the y-axis, is also a number line which is kept vertical. The upper side is positive 1, 2, 3, so on, and the lower side is negative -1, -2, -3, and so on. Both these y and x axes are together known as coordinate axes. You observe that these coordinate axes divide the plane into four regions. This region is called the first quadrant. This is the second quadrant. This is the third quadrant. And this is the fourth quadrant. Now let's see how to use these coordinate axes to locate a point in a plane. Suppose here we have a point A. We connect this point to the y-axis. That is, we drop a perpendicular from this point to the y-axis and also one perpendicular from this point to the x-axis. Let me name this point B and this point C. Now since this angle is 90 degree, this is a perpendicular and even this is a perpendicular, then we can see that OBAC is a rectangle. And if it's a rectangle, then OC is equal to BA and AC is equal to BO. Length of OC is 5 units, as you can see here in this diagram. So length of BA would also be 5. Similarly, length of BO is 3 units. Hence, length of AC will also be 3 units. Now what is AB? AB is actually the distance of point A from the y-axis, and AC is the distance of point A from the x-axis. So the distance of point A from the y-axis is 5 units, and the distance of point A from the x-axis is 3 units. Hence, you can see that we can tell the position of point A with the help of its distances with the coordinate axis. The point to which A corresponds on the x-axis is called the x-coordinate of that point. So here A corresponds to C in the x-axis and C is at 5 units on the x-axis. So A has an x-coordinate of 5 and point A corresponds to point B on the y-axis, and point B is at 3 units on the y-axis. So the y-coordinate of point A is 3. So 5 and 3 are together known as coordinates of point A. So again, the x-coordinate of a point is that point on the x-axis to which the given point corresponds. And similarly, the y-coordinate of a point is a point on the y-axis to which a given point corresponds. The x-coordinate of a point is also called its abscissa, and the y-coordinate can also be called ordinate. This is the conventional method to write coordinates. This is acceptable worldwide. We place them in round brackets and separate them with a comma. And we first put the x coordinate and then the y coordinate follows. So let me have another point in the third quadrant. So this time you tell me what will be the coordinates of this point D. So this is quite simple. You see that D corresponds to -3 on the x-axis. So the x-coordinate would be simply -3. And on the y-axis it corresponds to -4. So the coordinates of point D are -3, -4. Remember that coordinates of a point need not be integers. They can be any real numbers. Like the coordinates of a point can be 2 by 3, -1, or zero point 0.1, 7.2, or even √3, -1.5. Any real numbers can be coordinates. So now I'll give you some points and now you will plot them on the coordinate axis. For example, 2, 0, -1, 5, -4, -4, and 3, -2. You have these 4 points. So let's plot them now. Here the x coordinate is 2 and the y coordinate is 0. So the point corresponds to 2 on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis. So what does 0 mean? 0 means that this point lies on the x-axis itself. Because for the y-axis 0 is here and this is 2. So the coordinate 2, 0 corresponds to this point. Now -1, 5. -1 on the x-axis is here and 5 on the y-axis. So the point is here. -4, -4. -4 is here on the y-axis and here on the x-axis. So the point -4, -4 will be here. Now 3, -2. 3 lies here on the x-axis and -2 on the y-axis below. So this point lies in the fourth quadrant here. One thing you should notice that if I try to plot 0, 2, let's see where it is. 0 on the x-axis and 2 on the y-axis. So the point is here. So what I'm trying to say is that 2, 0 and 0, 2 are two different points. You see 2 comma 0 lies here and 0 comma 2 lies here. So 2 comma 0 and 0 comma 2 are not the same points. In general, if a comma b are the coordinates of a point, then that point is different from b comma a. That is, the order in which a and b appear is important. These are called ordered sets. This is not equal. This can be only equal if a is equal to b. If a is equal to b, then we can say a comma b is equal to b comma a. Otherwise not. So here we also observe that the points which have their y coordinate as 0 lie on the x-axis, and the points which have their x coordinate 0 lie on the y-axis, and the point which has both of the coordinates 0, that is the origin and it lies here.